Now, I'm going to continually stress the right person for you because my wife's grandmother has a great saying, every boot has its mate. And I'll tell y'all, I'm a prime example of every boot has its mate because I found my mate. But there were some things that she had about herself that drew me in to her. So let's look at you all, and I'm not going to put anybody on blast. I'm not going to have anybody come up here or embarrass you. But this is self-development time. This is the time for you to evaluate yourself, where you are in your career and in your personal life, and find out, that's why that guy is talking to me. This is why I haven't moved forward in any of my relationships. First off, review your thoughts and attitude. Not just about men, but about life in general. What are your thoughts on dating? What are your thoughts on men? What are your thoughts on being in a professional environment and having a relationship outside of that? A lot of times I hear this quite often. All men are scum. Men are dogs, they stink. They're no good. You've heard that, right? How many of you, and you don't have to raise your hand, how many of you have said that at one point in time? I know you have. I mean, I was saying that about women at one point. But what I was doing, and what you're doing by saying that, is actually spitting out, putting into the universe what it is that could come back to you. So if you're saying that men are scum, men are dogs, men are no good, the no good men, the scum men, the dogs are going to come your way. Let's turn it around. What do you think of yourself? Well, I attract bad men. I attract ugly men. I'm no good. I'm not pretty. I don't do this. I don't do that. Ladies, you're shaping yourself. You're shaping yourself into that object that you don't want to be. I know it's just words. A lot of people say, well, that's just words. That's just thoughts. Your thoughts and your attitude are everything. Who's heard of the term altitude? Your attitude, it determines your altitude. Your attitude determines your altitude. Mm-hmm. Same thing goes in relationships. Your attitude will determine your altitude, not just in business, not just in your family, but in your relationships. So if you approach every man like the guy that hurt you 20 years ago, you're not going to get anywhere. Because you're putting that guy in a category that he has no idea that he's going to be in. He's in a category that he probably doesn't even fit in. But unfortunately, because of your thought, because of your attitude, and what you carry with you, he's now in the category. Not because he wanted to be, but you put him there with your thoughts and your attitude. So, review your thoughts. Look at what you say about yourself daily. Look at what you say about men daily. Now, I know there's some bad men out there, ladies. I know this. But there's no reason to speak it out and attract them in. It's best for you to speak the good and let the good be attracted by you. Look at your closest friends. Now, I've done this before, and a lot of ladies start to get a little mad at me about this one because they don't want me talking about the girl, about their friends, the people that's closest to them. But ladies, you have to look at them because you are the result of the 5 closest people that are in your circle. One of the things that I tell my partners, my business partners, we're very close knit. We have a very similar thought process, philosophies about business and about how we treat people. So a lot of what we do goes into everybody else, into the organization, into everyone else. Same thing goes with your friends. If your friends sound like this, girl, you don't need no man. You gonna wear that? That doesn't become you. You're independent. You do this, and you don't need a man. Men are dogs. Men are nothing. If you have friends that are like that, I would highly recommend distancing yourself away from them when it comes to your relationships. Because that will be the cancer that will overcome you. Because ultimately, you will start, if you don't sound like it already, you will. Because as you hang around them, you become them. And I'll tell you, my best friend, when it comes to family, when it comes to sports, like this. But when it comes to business, we're like that. Because my best friends are my brothers. I do whatever for them. But when it comes to business, relationships, we can do that. So look at your relationships. Look at who you are hanging around the most. And ladies, I hate to say it, sometimes it may be a sister. It may be a cousin. It may be somebody that you're just so close to, oh, they can't be the person that brings me down. They can't be the person that's telling me all this stuff or influencing me in that way. But unfortunately, they may be. So listen. When you go home and you're around your friends, listen. Listen to what they say. Listen at their attitudes. Listen at what they do. Look at what they do. And just see. And then over time, if you hang around, if you don't heed anything that I say, see if you don't start to be like you. What are your favorite activities? Your activities play an important role in your mate for the simple fact that what you do is a part of who you are. There are a lot of ladies that are very career-minded. There are a lot of ladies that, they own businesses. Y'all wear a lot of different hats. So those particular activities will demonstrate and dictate who you are. A lot of people say, well, my job makes me. Well, ladies, don't let just your job make who you are. As a matter of fact, don't even have it make you are, because you are more than a job. You're more than a meal that you can cook. You're more than that. So, if you like to go to church, that's great. If you like to hang out with your friends, help your girlfriends with issues, help your family with issues, great. But know to make sure you're doing the right activities to attract the right person that comes your way. So, if you're in the gym, taking care of yourself, being healthy, good-looking guy, fit, taking care of himself, may be attracted to come stand next to you. If you're in a wrong situation, which I'm not going to name, you will get the adverse effect. Look in your closet. Now, ladies, I watch you all. Even though I'm married, I watch y'all. And y'all are funny. My wife and I go to clubs sometimes, and we will sit, and we will just look at some of y'all do some things that I don't understand why you do it with clothes. Some of y'all, I'm like, why did you even come out of the house? You should have just draped a towel over you and just walked out. It's amazing. And I'm like, and you're seriously thinking that a good guy is going to come and ask to speak with you or ask for your phone number? Ladies, and I'm not talking to y'all here. Y'all are dressed nice. Matter of fact, give yourselves a hand for dressing nice. There are some of y'all that, even when y'all go to Walmart, look terrible. And I'm like, ladies, no. So look in your closet. Make sure that you're classy. Make sure that you are attracting what you want. Now, all you have is skirts that go up to here. Or if you have, tops that go up to here, then you know what you're going to attract. What venues do you frequent? Are you going to seminars? Are you going to the library, church? Look at where you frequent. Are you going to the gym? Look at where you frequent. Now, ladies, I'm not saying don't go to the mall. Now, if I'm glad my wife is going to say, yeah, y'all go to the mall. Then she's going to come back in here and say, I want to go to the mall too. But just look at where you frequent, because that'll tell a lot about you as well. And look at your core values. What do you believe in? What do you stand so firm on? About life? About people? Look at those core values. Because again, those core values are going to be a key factor in what you bring in and what you attract. Now here's the big one, ladies. Review your list. Now, I know all y'all have one. You have a list. Whether you know it or not, you have a list. What do I mean by a list? Well, here's the list. The man has to be 6'7". He has to drive a black Ferrari that goes 80 miles an hour. He has to have a 6-figure job, own 5 portfolios, has to own 3 businesses. He has to have black hair, brown eyes. Sound familiar? Now, ladies, I'm not saying don't have a list, because my wife had a list. I was blessed that I passed most of it. But don't be so detailed to the point where the guy doesn't even exist. I'm talking to some ladies, and they told me this, and their list is like what I just said. And I'm like, are you kidding me? He doesn't exist. Oh, yes, he does. I'm just going to wait for him. I'm just going to wait for him. All right? You're going to be waiting a very, very long time. Review your list, ladies, and make sure that that the person you're looking for matches up to your core values, core beliefs, and the things you like to do. He may be a little chubby. He may be a little short. He may not have the best grade of hair. But when you see him, ladies, all you can do is smile. When you talk to him, you're like, that's a smart brother. So look at that list, ladies. I mean, like I said, if it's detailed like I just said, don't tell me. But look at your list and just trim it up a little bit. Really, really look at what you're going after. Now, I'm not saying settle, but really, really look at what it is that you're looking for. And I promise you, if you review that list, I believe, and then do all of these things, reevaluate yourself, you'll start to get more of the results that you're looking for in attracting your mate. Not your friend next to you's mate, but your mate.